While Southampton is a fantastic port, and us Brits are lucky to have it, the options from it can be limited for experienced cruisers. As an island, there is usually at least one sea day to get anywhere, and if you are heading further afield, you could need a couple of days cruising to reach your first port of call. The easiest way to get around that, and to spend more time in the region you want to visit, is to take a flight to a port in that region to start and end your holiday. Similarly, if you are flying to Europe from other regions such as North America, it is often the cheapest option to fly into Heathrow, and then you simply want to get to your starting port as cheaply as possible. This list covers our top 10 cruise ports that are easily reached from the UK on board a low-cost flight. We have considered a number of flights and airlines that operate into the cruise port's nearest airport, the range of cruisers from that port, and also the number of airports that offer flights to it in the UK. As ever, don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on notifications, as not only does it help us produce more content for you, but it makes sure you miss none of our cruise guides, top 10s, tips and advice videos. Iceland has developed into a great year-round holiday destination as visitors look to explore its fjords, glaciers, waterfalls, geysers and volcanoes, and a great way to do all of that is on the cruise holiday out of Reykjavik. Due to the lack of public transport options in the country and the vast spaces between towns, a cruise is the ideal way to see more of what is on offer, and Iceland's main Keflavik airport has lots of direct low-cost flights from across Europe and the UK. From there you can still sail across the Atlantic to Canada and the USA, sail down to Northern Europe, and there are also cruises back to the UK. The iconic canal city of Amsterdam is one of the most popular holiday destinations in Northern Europe, and it is also the home port for the Holland America line. The sail in or out of the port along the Grand Canal gives great views of the city, but whilst it may not have the same options as many on this list when it comes to the cruises on offer, its Schiphol airport is one of the best connected to the world. Dubrovnik must be one of the most photographed cities in the Adriatic, and it has become a popular tourist destination, but it is compact and easy to explore in a couple of days. With that in mind, why not explore the walled city before setting sail around the Adriatic or down to the Greek islands? Dubrovnik Airport is popular with low-cost airlines, and it is another destination for all-inclusive cruise lines. The holiday island of Corfu welcomes visitors from across the globe, and that includes many coming on board low-cost flights from across the UK and Europe. Perhaps best known for its cheap and cheerful beach holidays, there is now a growing number of cruises offered out of its capital of Corfu town, including cruise lines that package your flights and transfers as part of your booking, to make it as simple as possible to explore the Greek islands and the Adriatic. Lisbon is one of our favourite European cities, and it has long been a popular port of call on itineraries heading down to the Canaries, to the Mediterranean, and even transatlantic routes, but also over the past decade or so it has become a great place to start your cruise. A new terminal in the city centre has really developed Lisbon's cruising options, and with a great metro system making it simple to get from the airport to the cruise port, Lisbon is now well worth checking out. Palma is famed for its stunning cathedral. It is a popular day out from the numerous seaside resorts on the island of Majorca, but it is also now becoming just as well known in the cruising world as a growing cruise port. There are several lines that stop off there on cruises around the Western Med. It is also possible to start your cruise in the city, with many adding a few days beach getaway on Mallorca as well. As one of the continent's most popular holiday islands, it will be no surprise that there are low-cost flights from the majority of international airports in the region, including from most airports in the UK. The Canary island of Tenerife is probably best known as a beach holiday paradise for those looking for some cheap and cheerful fun, but there is much more than just a warm climate that makes the Canaries well worth visiting. To really get around and see all that there is on offer, a cruise is a great option, as all the islands are close together and easy to explore in a few hours ashore. Best of all, there are lots of budget airlines that head there all year round and save you the numerous days at sea needed to sail there. Civitavecchia is one of the continent's leading cruise ports, but it does suffer from being around an hour from the city it represents, Rome, and from the Italian capital city's international airport. It is well worth the effort of getting to the port, however, and we would recommend staying in a hotel for a few days to take it all in, before or after your cruise. But even if you're heading straight from the airport to the cruise port, you would not be disappointed. There is a huge range of ships, lines and itineraries that can be enjoyed from the port, including on the biggest ships out there. The port of Piraeus, just outside the city centre of Athens, offers a wide range of cruise itineraries around the Greek islands, around the Adriatic Sea, and even to the Middle East. There are numerous lines that operate out of the port, which has established itself as leading cruise port in the Eastern Mediterranean, including options for all-inclusive cruises that include your flight and transfers. Athens is a great place to spend a few days before or after your cruise, exploring all that incredible history on offer. Barcelona is, for good reason, one of Europe's leading tourist destinations in general, and is arguably the leading cruise port in the region. It is perhaps no surprise, therefore, to see it top a list such as this one, especially when you add in the city's large international airport, complete with many low-cost airlines that fly there from most UK international airports. Just about every cruise line operating in Europe will offer cruises out of the city, and you can choose from one of the widest range of ships, including the world's biggest and newest.